up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. First up, Lewandowski finally is officially a new Barcelona player. He did have a mini presentation, and by mini, I mean mini in Miami. Very quick. He came out, held the shirt up, couple words. We will cover that, of course, and there will be a bigger presentation at the Camp Nou once the US tour concludes. But right now, just present him, show him his official. We have some details about his actual operation as well, in terms of the details of the transfer fee, the release clause, and of course the length of the contract as well. That's all done. But now, the next priority for Barcelona is Jules Kounde. Today's the day. Today, 99%, we will know the decision of Jules Kounde is either going to be Barcelona or Chelsea, as both clubs are battling for the French center-back signature. But Barcelona also want to sign another defender in Cesar Azpilicueta, of course, also from Chelsea, and that will have big implications on the Jules Kounde operation as well. The club are very confident at some point this summer they will sign Azpilicueta. The question now is when, and also for what fee as well. But of course, with players coming in, players will have to leave the club this summer, and the two players who the club are desperate to sell this summer in order to generate some revenue, of course, in their wages and also their transfer fee, are Memphis Depay and Frenkie de Jong. The club want to sell both, but both situations right now are very complicated, as both players refuse to leave the club this summer. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the presentation of the new Barcelona player, Robert Lewandowski. Of course, this is a mini presentation in Miami. Currently, the squad, of course, are on the US tour. It makes no sense for him to be in the squad without a presentation. That's why the club are doing this very quickly. Of course, he's probably going to be our big summer signing this summer, and also he will have a bigger presentation at the Camp Nou once the team returns from the US tour. But this one, very brief to kind of introduce him. Few quotes coming in, of course, from Joan Laporta and Robert Lewandowski himself. So now let's get and see what they both had to say. First off, with the president, Joan Laporta, he came out saying that Robert Lewandowski made a huge effort to come here at Barcelona. I have to thank Matteo Allemán and Jordi Cruyff for making this move possible. We are very happy and grateful to have you here with us. You are a superstar. And then it came out to Lewandowski. He said, my name is Lewandowski. I'm from Poland. I live in Barcelona. I'm great to be here. I mean, that's a bit cringy. Everything that happened in the last few days is beautiful. As a striker, my job is to score goals and help the team win. I'm very happy to accept this new challenge. I'm still hungry. I want to win, and I'm in the right place to do that. I want to participate in the next match. I'm hungry to score and also, of course, win matches as well. And then Laporta concluded all by saying that we are doing everything possible to rebuild Barcelona. I want to thank all the staff who are working on making that possible. Again, very brief. The big one, of course, will be back in Barcelona. And of course, I think a few days ago, the club released an official statement saying that Lewandowski now is officially a new Barcelona player after signing the contract between Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Lewandowski himself and passing all his medical checks. The club confirmed that he has signed a 4-year contract with a release clause of 500 million euros. And of course, Barcelona paid Bayern Munich 45 million euros, which also includes 5 million euros in variable. So there we go. Now Lewandowski is official, new Barcelona player. Another presentation will be happening at the Camp Nou in the next few weeks, but now Lewandowski is officially a new Barcelona player. Let's now discuss some of the transfer news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, of course, the priority and main target for Barcelona at the moment is Jules Kounde, and there is a big battle between Barcelona and Chelsea for his signature, and that could be concluded in the next 24 hours. A lot of news about Kounde. We're going to go through it. Firstly, from the best source in Barcelona, Gerard Romero. He's come out saying that Sevilla are in a hurry because they need money to close other operations. Barcelona has already submitted offers to Sevilla, even though they've said no from Sevilla. Barcelona does not want to enter a bidding war for Jules Kounde. He also said that I have a personal feeling that the outcome of this Kounde deal will be the same as Rafinha, but I could be wrong as well. He also says that Matteo Allemán and Sevilla sporting director Monchi have agreed on a price for Jules Kounde. They have a verbal agreed price on Kounde, but of course Barcelona have not submitted this offer officially quite yet. So he's saying, look, the two sporting directors have agreed on a price. Now that's all that left for Barcelona is to actually submit that official offer. They tell us that also today will be a decisive moment to know the future of Jules Kounde. Curiously, it is the same morning that Barcelona will also activate the second economic lever. Keep that in mind. Chelsea are currently offering Kounde 12 million euros net per season, which of course is around about quarter million per week, 250,000 euros per week, while Barcelona are offering half of that at around 6 to 7 million euros per season. So of course around about 100,000 euros per week. In that same bracket as Ansu Fati, Ousmane Dembele, and Rafinha as well. Throughout the summer, the player has told Xavi that he would like to go to Barcelona, and Jules Kounde's entourage has told the advisors that they are now looking for a house in Barcelona at the beginning of next week instead of this week, which was previously scheduled. Now of course in yesterday's video I told you guys that tomorrow Jules Kounde would be going out looking for a house in Barcelona, but that now has been postponed to next week. So this is coming in from the Barcelona source, the best one out there. He's saying, look, Barcelona is still in the race. No doubt Chelsea are offering more money, but now Barcelona are acting as that second economic lever. They do have an agreement with Monchi and of course Sevilla on a price for Jules Kounde. All they have to do now is just submit that. But it looks like Chelsea are moving much quicker than Barcelona, and they think this is of course who's part of Di Marcio's team. He came out saying that Sevilla preferred to sell Jules Kounde to Chelsea, of course, but Kounde prefers to join Barcelona, but he would also be very happy to join Chelsea as well. Sevilla want to close this deal ASAP. Barcelona of course are yet to make an official offer. Di Marcio's come out saying that Chelsea are close to reach an agreement with Sevilla over Jules Kounde in a deal worth around 50 million euros plus variables. Now Ben Jacobs has come out saying that Barcelona have been told by Monchi that they must make a move or walk away, and that any offer must be a straight cash deal, of course no players included. If both clubs can agree on a fee with Sevilla, it'll naturally all come down to Jules Kounde. Chelsea expect to agree a fee with Sevilla for Jules Kounde around today, which they have apparently around 60 million euros including add-ons. Sevilla want a deal wrapped up by the end of today because their squad will be traveling to Portugal for their preseason, of course. Kounde very open to moving and accepts to know what his next club is by the end of this week. Big movements there, of course. Chelsea moving very hard for Kounde. Now, Relevo Juan Barty has come out saying that Barcelona are beginning to assume that they will not be able to sign Jules Kounde. At the club, there are people who see him at Chelsea. The agreement between Chelsea and Sevilla is in the final stretch. I will say this, of course, today we should be activating the economic lever. The second one, I will talk about that near the end of the video. If we do not submit an offer today, we're not getting Kounde. I will say that very confidently. We could make an offer and they reject it, but if we don't make an offer, period, the player's not coming. I cannot see Kounde waiting the next couple of days for Barcelona. Chelsea offering double the money. Of course, there's a good squad as well. Again, I'll say this again. If both teams offer the same contract, same money, he's picking Barcelona every single day of the week. I will bet any money on that. But yeah, Barcelona in the background waiting, still making an offer. Chelsea had the money there and they're offering more money than Barcelona 100%. That could persuade the player. But then you're hearing that, oh, Kounde wants to look for a house in Barcelona. He's told Xavi for every phone call they've had over the past month that he wants to come to Barcelona. And there are, reports saying that Kounde does prefer a move to Barcelona, but of course is happy to either go to Chelsea as well. He's open to both, prefers Barcelona if he can choose. If he's not going to Barcelona, no problem. He'll go to Chelsea with open arms. We'll wait and see. Apparently today will be the day that the decision will be made on Jules Kounde. It'll either be Chelsea or Barcelona. I think the club, since they're activating the lever today, of course it's supposed to be on Friday, it's now going to be today on Thursday, so a day early. Is it a coincidence? I'm not quite too sure. But we've got to get this player. We'll talk about the alternatives in the next minute or so, but we have got to get Jules Kounde, man. He is exactly what we need. If we don't get him, it is yet another summer of a reluctant list to sign players in the defense. The defense of Barcelona has been so freaking weak for years, and we never properly invest. Keep in mind, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Clement Lenglet, 35 million euros, is the most expensive center back in Barcelona's history. 35 million euros. I mean, are you kidding me? Clement Lenglet as well. We've got to get this player, so we'll have to wait and see. Again, today will be the decision day for Jules Kounde. It'll either be Barcelona or Chelsea. Now, if we do not sign Jules Kounde this summer, Barcelona still want to sign another center back, and of course, we are alternative in other options FC, and Barcelona do have other options lined up if the operation for Jules Kounde fails. Gerard Romero came out saying that Barcelona has a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D in case Jules Kounde does not arrive. And last night, he released the names. Prepare yourself. I saw this list, I was like, damn, the downgrade is ridiculous. The list of 5 center backs alternative to, of course, Jules Kounde is as follows: Gvardiol from RB Leipzig, Milan Skriniar from Inter Milan, Inigo Martinez from Athletic Bilbao, William Saliba from Arsenal, and Ibanez from Roma. And also Ibanez from Roma is one alternative to Jules Kounde and his agent, of course, whom Barcelona met yesterday as well. We'll talk about that meeting with the other agent in the next segment in the departure exit, where we're going to talk about that. But let's focus on the other alternatives right now. I assume that Inigo Martinez is on that list. I'm not surprised about that, but I am surprised about the other four. The other four are quite interesting. If I could pick one from this list, who would I pick? Of course, Skriniar looks like he's the best option on that list, but he's going to cost 80 million euros. Remember, he was in talks with PSG, on the verge of joining PSG this summer. Inter Milan said, we want 80 million euros. You're not going to offer to us. Get out of our face. They offered 60 PSG, and then they walked away from the deal. De Ligt went to Bayern Munich for 70. That's all I'm going to say. We should have prioritized the defense first. Of course, we got Rafinha, we got Lewandowski, we signed the renewal, we got Kessie, we got Christensen. We didn't prioritize the defense, and now we had the top defenders go. We could have got De Ligt for 70. Imagine you had De Ligt for Kounde for 60 or De Ligt for 70. Kounde, go for him, sure, because he's cheaper. Don't get him. Pay the extra premium to get a better center back, in my opinion, at this current moment. Whether that slipped through. Who would I go for on this list? For me, it depends on the price. I think I would stay away from Skriniar because 80 million euros is not worth it for him, although he is definitely the best center back on this list, in my opinion. I would go for Inigo Martinez just because he'll be cheap. He's going to be experienced in La Liga. If he's not cheap, I wouldn't go for him. If Athletic Club will let him go for 20-25 million, I'd go for him just because I think in the league he'll be none of these, in my opinion, will be a starter like Jules Kounde will be. That's why getting him is so damn important. Ibanez, he's alright. He's a great future star player, but there is that big risk going. He's a youngster going from Serie A to La Liga. Saliba, I would stay clear. I mean, of course, he was voted best young Frenchman in the league on that season, but bit of a character outside football, like Todibo, so I stay clear. Gvardiol, I think, is a decent option as well. So I'll probably go for on this list Gvardiol or Inigo Martinez, to be honest, but not a great list, so we just need Jules Kounde more. But if we don't know how to get Jules Kounde, this is the list of alternative center back for Barcelona in case that operation does end up failing. Now, along with Jules Kounde, another priority for Barcelona in defense this summer is, of course, the signing of Cesar Azpilicueta, who, of course, plays for Chelsea. The Barcelona-Chelsea circle does continue. Fabrizio Romano came out saying there are new talks scheduled between Barcelona and Chelsea for Azpilicueta. Barcelona wants to speed up the negotiations as soon as possible. Sport came out saying that Chelsea and Barcelona have reached an agreement over a transfer fee for Azpilicueta. The club will pay around 4 to 4.5 million euros. He will sign a 2-year contract with an option of another year. Again, the fee we are hearing is between 3 million and 5 million euros, which, of course, in my opinion, is definitely worth it for a player like Azpilicueta, who the coach is desperately asking for. But Gerard Romero has come out saying that if Jules Kounde goes to Chelsea, Cesar Azpilicueta will immediately join Barcelona. But if Jules Kounde arrives at Barcelona, then Azpilicueta will have to wait, as Chelsea will first want to sign a replacement before letting him go. Of course, we knew that. Not really big news here, but the more big news that if Kounde goes to Chelsea, Azpilicueta's exit will be imminent. So I think either way we'll get Azpilicueta, whether or not we sign Jules Kounde or not. I think in the end, if he asks Chelsea, I want to leave, to let him go. He's a legend of the club captain currently as well. If your club captain wants to leave, you've got to let him go at that point. I think in the end we'll get Azpilicueta. I think it's a good deal, 3 to 5 million euros. But of course, I'd rather have Jules Kounde over him every single day of the week. You told me sign Jules Kounde, no Azpilicueta and Alonso. No problem whatsoever. But again, the club do want both. So wait and see. But there is a maximum confidence that Barcelona will end up signing Azpilicueta at some point this summer. I'd say most likely in the next week or so. Now, along with a new right back, the club are also looking for a new left back this summer to provide cover for Jordi Alba for the upcoming season. And a new name has emerged over the past 24 hours, and that is Sergio Reguilon from Tottenham Hotspur. When Deportivo came out saying that Sergio Reguilon is a low-cost alternative to Marcos Alonso. He has been offered on loan, and it is possible. His agent, of course, is the agent that who met with Mateo Alemán last night. We'll talk about that again later in the video. Xavi likes Javi Galán too, but Celta Vigo's asking price complicates the matter. I don't want Reguilon, I'll be honest. I don't like the player himself. It's kind of like an agenda. I would say he played for Real Madrid, those Clásicos when he was being a prick. I've never liked him since. So I think he's decent. I think he's okay. But if Tottenham don't want him, Antonio Conte doesn't want him, why do we want, his sloppy seconds? Like, apparently, I don't think he went on their tour. So he's kind of like in that Titi, Neto, Braithwaite, Ricky Push, Mingueza bracket for Tottenham. And we could make that escape for him. A loan deal, I mean, I'd just rather pay 15 million euros for Javi Galan or 15 for Grimaldo than get him on loan with a buy option, or I'd rather take Marcos Alonso for 5-7 million euros and get Reguilon on loan. But he's an option, pretty much probably because he's Spanish, in my opinion, a little bit of agenda there, I believe anyway. So we'll wait and see on Reguilon, but again, his agent did meet with Matteo Enema and Jordi Cruyff and could be an option as cover for Jordi Alba at left back this summer. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up is the main two candidates who will generate the most revenue in their sale for Barcelona this summer, Frenkie de Jong and Memphis Depay. Juan Martí has come out saying that Barcelona needs to sell to register new signings, but currently it's not possible. Memphis and Frenkie, the business possible departure, seem like they want to stay, so Barcelona is now working on the sale of BLM or Barca Studio to be able to register players, but the club still want to sell them. I mean, bloody hell, man. I'm sick and tired of covering this crowd. Of course, Memphis played against Inter Miami, scored a beautiful goal, but what can I say, man? Of course, I'm thinking about it. I would consider renewing Memphis' contract for 2 years, send him out on loan for 1 year, and then once a bad man becomes a free agent, let him go and bring in Memphis to cover Lewandowski. I wouldn't mind that, but now you're just thinking of loopholes to keep these players. Let's talk about the players. Firstly, on Frenkie de Jong. Now, Helena Codias from Kope came out saying that Barcelona have not yet ruled out the sale of Frenkie de Jong. They believe he'll end up changing his mind, although he now maintains that he wants to stay. And Bernardo Silva is a great desire for the club. Barcelona have not lost hope on his signature. Of course, nothing new there essentially. And Sport came out saying that Frenkie de Jong wants to stay and write another chapter in Barcelona. His fiancée Mickey does not want to move away from the city, and she has a big influence on him as well. Sky is blue, grass is green. Same story every single week. Again, I'll say it one more time. I want to see Frenkie de Jong or Bernardo Silva in my midfield next season. Do I care who it is? No, one is going to be there. Of course, Bernardo Silva fits the system more, but we already have Frenkie de Jong right now, yada, yada, yada. Of course, in the friendly match against Inter Miami the other night, he did play center back, so I don't know if that's, on purpose or that's because we had no cover there. It's, same crap, different day, right? So, wait and see on Frenkie. Again, I still think he will leave, but this saga is just boring, man. I cover it because I have to. I got to talk about it. It's updates still. But it's just so damn boring now. It's 3 months of the same crap week in, week out. I keep saying I want Bernardo or Frenkie. Like, you already know that, but I keep saying it. But we'll wait and see on Frenkie. But now Memphis Depay and Nico Days from Kope came out saying that Barcelona want to sell Memphis Depay because he does not have a place in the squad. The player would accept to leave the club this summer if he is given the letter of freedom. But Barcelona want around 15 million euros to sell him. Whoa. We signed Memphis so we could possibly sell him to make money. That's the whole point. That's the whole opportunity, should I say, to sign a free agent. And he wants to go for free now. I would consider it, to be honest. I think, like I said this to you guys 2 months ago. August, last month of the transfer window, World Cup in November. Clubs will get desperate. Who's the guy you want to call top quality striker for cheap? Memphis Depay is your guy. I would hold on for a bit. I think once La Liga starts on August the 12th, he's still at Barcelona. I would consider it just to get rid of him. You know what? We keep the money. You go. Shake your hand. You know what? You came in for free. He does a favor. Now we'll do you a favor. Of course, keep in mind, Joan Laporta is very grateful for these players. Aguero, Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay, Aubameyang, Varane. They all came in on dirt cheap money because Barcelona were on the verge of bankruptcy. We were broke, and of course, they'll earn money in the future. But Memphis says, you know what? You can keep the money and let me go for free. I would consider it, but not right now. I think the club can get money for him. Definitely 100% can get at least 10 million. Newcastle, Tottenham, whoever it may be. But of course, the last decision comes down to Memphis Depay. So wait and see on both Frenkie and Memphis. I do believe they both will end up leaving. I will be shocked if both of them are here. I wouldn't be shocked if one of them stayed. If one of them was to stay, I think it would be Memphis. I think De Jong he's what should I say? Finito, should I say. I cannot see him staying unless he reduces his salary, of course. So we'll wait and see, but it does look like these two players' sagas will drag on for the rest of the summer, but let's hope for not too long. Now, despite the fact that Matteo Enema and Jordi Cruyff are both in Miami with the squad on the US tour, they still have meetings with top agents. Jordi Miro and his squad found this out. They broke the news saying that Matteo Enema and Jordi Cruyff met with Kai and Giuliano. I cannot pronounce both their last names. Don't even, make me try and attend them in Miami. Now, I looked at their player list. It's not too great. It's a lot of depth players, but they do have some decent players. They have Coutinho on that list, but also Reguilon, who we already talked about, so keep that in mind as well. And one of their agents who are currently playing for Barcelona is Neto. Gerardo Romero came out and said that in yesterday's meeting with the Barcelona directors and the agents, Neto's exit was definitely discussed. I think, in my opinion, it was probably the main topic, because of course the club are desperate to get rid of him. Matteo Morito has come out saying that Neto's entourage has been negotiating with Napoli for weeks. The player has given his approval for this move. He would leave for almost free, and Barcelona would of course save on his salary. I think right now the club are beyond desperate to get rid of Neto. Of course, he's currently set on around 100,000 euros per week as the backup goalkeeper and never plays a single second of football. He wants to leave, but for the right, for the right club. Of course, he rejected Celta Vigo over the past few days. I think that meeting hopefully was to seal his departure, because my God, this guy should have been gone 2 summers ago, but he's still here somehow. And I think if he passes this summer, he'll be leaving as a free agent. Of course, keep in mind his contract expires in 2023. We can let him go for now, save on his last season salary, let him go join any team he wants for free. Let's hope that's the case. But again, going back to that meeting, let's hope that also Reguilon was not discussed in that meeting. Of course, Coutinho is one of their agents, but he's already gone. I mean, like, what's the point of that? And the other names on the list, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they were like, I think Marquinhos, the PSG center back, of course, definitely he wasn't discussed in that meeting, but I think it has to be around the departure of Neto. So let's hope that's the case. But again, Neto's future at the moment is still in the air, but he is talking with other clubs like Napoli. I think there's also talk with Valencia and Barcelona as well. He's looking for a way out, but of course for the right club. Now, a player who is open to leaving the club this summer, but his price set by Barcelona is being a massive issue, is of course Oscar Mingueza. And Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Celta Vigo, Genoa, Hoffenheim, and AK Athens have contacted Barcelona and Oscar Mingueza. Barcelona want at least 5 million euros, which slows down the exit currently. Mingueza wants to leave ASAP as the competitions are starting soon. He prefers, though, to stay in Spain. I'm just so pissed off we cannot get any money for these freaking deadwood players, man. I'm sick of 5 million. Man, come on, Mingueza is decent, man. Like, he can play anywhere along that back line, left back, right back, or center back. Can't really do it at a good level, but can still play nonetheless. I think for Celta Vigo, Valencia, Osasuna, one of those clubs, he'd be a great signing for them. And 5 million euros is dirt cheap, but of course in La Liga, okay, now Javier Tebas making everything impossible. Like if you look at this, I think the La Liga transfer spend is like 260 million, and of course like 80 million was for Tchouameni, 60 was for Rafinha, and then 50 was for Lewandowski. So 3 players already cover up like 70-80% of that budget. With all these restrictions in La Liga, it makes it difficult. But I think the club don't want to let him go for free. Of course, we can give a letter of freedom. He'll join a club tomorrow. That's pretty obvious. But the club want at least something. I think the club could settle for what they're doing with Raymond Naim and Moussa Wage, 50% sell on future sale or buyback option, something like that. I do think in the end, though, Barcelona will crack just to get rid of him. I think they'll let him go for free, but have those clauses in there, chuck them all in there, 50% future sale clause, buyback option, all that sort of stuff. They're chucking in there. So always him and get it. But on the player side, it's fine. He wants to leave the club as soon as possible. But right now, the fee is the big issue. Now, another player who's also open to leaving the club this summer if that opportunity arises is, of course, the winger Abde. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Girona are still interested in signing Abde on loan and are in contact with Barcelona, and Barcelona have informed them that his continuation will be decided by Xavi very soon, and the player will not be opposed to the move. Again, we all know that Xavi's going to pick Collado over Abde. I think right now you're going to have Rafinha and Dembele down the right, Ansu Ferran down the left. Of course, they can all interchange pretty much, except for Ansu Fati is going to be predominantly on the left wing. Collado there as the 5th option to cover those positions, of course, and cover center forward and midfield as well. I think in the end, that was the end for Abde. I think he's too good to play for Barcelona B, of course. Would I loan him to Girona? Yes, I would, but I hate loaning players to La Liga because I feel like they come and face us and they just turn into, prime Ronaldinho. It's just ridiculous, man. I see it all the time. So I would happily let him loan to Girona, but I put a clause in there saying that he can't face Barcelona, like, Real Madrid do. A lot of clubs in the Premier League do that as well. But, the club like to not do that because they want the player to come face Barcelona and, show their talent and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. I think most likely, though, he will leave on loan. The club will execute the option to extend his contract until 2026. Let him go on loan, get some in, and hopefully, of course, improve his talent. And maybe you could sell him for a good price next summer. But again, at the moment, Abde's future is still undecided. Let's now discuss some injury and fitness updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update today, and that's on the injury of course, Ferran Torres. It was confirmed that he was injured on the first day back for preseason. He had some sort of foot injury, but now looks like he's fully fit and ready to go. Sport have come out saying that Ferran Torres will be fit for the Clásico. He will return the training sessions today and play in the match against Real Madrid on Saturday. Of course, great news there. Won't start the match, come on for probably 20, 30 to 35 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere around there. But of course, good to have a player back. Big season coming up for Ferran Torres. I think if he does not perform, we could get some chance for him to be sold this summer. Of course, we did spend a lot on him, 60 million euros. I think in the end he'll come good, but now he's going to be back fully fit and hopefully going to be great on the pitch and improving for Barcelona and become one of the stars of the club. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys some updates surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Mainly the biggest news, in my opinion, the activation of the second economic lever, which of course is imminent. It should be happening today. Victor Navarro from COPE came out saying that Barcelona will generate a sum of around 320 to 330 million euros from the activation of the second economic lever, of which 200 million euros will be for signings. Of course, keep in mind we signed Lewandowski and Rafinha. That's already half the budget gone. They're also preparing a third lever to register all signings as well. So again, more confirmation that Barcelona are working on the sale of Barcelona Studio to generate another 200 million euros to be able to register players and have no problems for Xavi and his new signings, and of course to sign some new players as well, i.e. Jules Kounde. Now, Rapid have come out saying that Barcelona will announce the second economic lever deal this Friday. So that means they will announce it this Friday, but of course they could actually activate it today, which it should be. Gerard Lamero came out saying that Barcelona will activate the second economic lever today in the morning. Economic Vice President Eduardo Romeu is in Barcelona to seal the deal. If we don't activate it today, Kounde is gone. I think the club now, I think we've been hearing this for the past week, the club will activate it either Thursday, Friday, around that time, but now everyone's saying it's going to be happening today. As I'm recording this video, of course, not been officially announced. Probably, hopefully, will be announced by the time I upload this video. If it's not, I will be shitting myself. But should be done by today, and the club now have got to bid for Jules Kounde. If we don't, we're not getting the player. But there is some more good news on the side of the registration FFP rules in La Liga. There are reports coming out saying that La Liga are considering to make a financial fair play and also the strict economic measures more flexible. Now, this would be some fantastic news, but there are people coming out denying this report. Some people are saying it's true, some people are saying are false. Look, La Liga has only spent, like I said, 280, 300 million euros this transfer window. 80 million of it was Tchouaméni, 50 million euros with Lewandowski, 60 was Rafinha. Like, 3 players make up already like 90% of that transfer. No one has done any business. We're hearing that Villarreal are struggling, Valencia, Sevilla as well. They need to sell Jules Kounde to make some money and register players. Atletico Madrid as well, having very, very difficult times. They could barely register Azpilicueta. They want to sign Ronaldo, but they don't have the room for him. Look, it's all over the place. I don't know why Javier Tebas is doing this, but it is what it is. But again, we got to go back on the main topic, and that's the activation of the lever today. Let's pray to God it happens today. If it does happen today, that Jules Kounde has to go in. But again, that's 2 economic levers down and possibly 1 more to go. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, the big one, Jules Kounde. Who will he be playing for next season? Barcelona or Chelsea? What do you think? Secondly, an Azpilicueta. You think no matter what, you think end up joining this summer, if we do get Jules Kounde or not, you think in the end he will join Barcelona, as of course Xavi considers him a priority? And finally, on the future of both Memphis Depay and Frenkie de Jong, what is your prediction? One will stay, one will go, both will stay, or both will leave the club this summer? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.